Hi, I'm Regina Martinho. You're very welcome to my channel. And today I'm going to talk about intonation. Intonation is something that is so important in English. I would say as important as pronouncing the words correctly. Why? Because the intonation in English is totally different from what we have in Portuguese. So I always say two things. You want to speak English and you want to carry all the sounds that we have in Portuguese, that's not going to work. You want to speak English carrying the intonation we have in Portuguese, that's not going to work. So if you want to be clear in your message, if you want to communicate correctly with confidence, you have to articulate your speech. For you to articulate your speech, you have to know all the techniques and you have to learn how intonation works. So this is what our video is about today. Helping you understand how English intonation works so that you can convey your message, so that your English is clear, so that people understand what you're trying to say. It's not only about pronunciation. I would say it's a lot about intonation. Intonation in English has a rhythm. English is a very musical language. I always say that. Hi, hello. I'm very sorry to interrupt. It will take a minute only. Você que está tão interessado em pronúncia, que quer melhorar a sua entonação, melhorar seu entendimento, ganhar clareza para falar inglês e assim ganhar confiança, estão abertas as inscrições para o Pronunciation Clinic, aquele curso que você esperou há tanto tempo. Redução de sotaque para brasileiros. Inscrições no nosso Instagram, no link da bio. Você não pode perder. I'm sorry to interrupt again. Bye. So it's full of ups and downs. It's full of stressed and unstressed words. And you have to understand that so that you can practice and make your English finally what you're searching for. Number one thing, words have different stress in English. So when a word is pronounced, you have to understand that the stressed syllable will have to be really highlighted when you say it. And the other syllables will be reduced. And when they are reduced, the vowels are reduced to almost nothing, sometimes to So I say, for example, a word like donut, 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 donut. Do will be strong, nut will be really unstressed. Donut. Seafood, seafood. You see? So I'm showing, I'm stressing the syllable and the other ones are reduced. One more example. Memory, memory, memory. Family, family. Never family, never memory. No, memory, family. So this is how stress works for words. You have the syllable that is really stressed, so you're going to highlight that, give importance to that. That will make your English more clear. That will make your message more efficient. So that's number one thing. Knowing where the stress falls in the word and pronouncing it correctly. Otherwise, you might make confusions like saying record when you mean record, or duplicate when you mean duplicate. They're different things, right? Okay, so this is number one thing. Number two thing, you have to know where the stress falls in a sentence. Not all the words have the same importance. What are the important words in a sentence? What are the words you want to highlight? What is the importance you want to give to that sentence you're saying? So, okay, let's establish that. Some words in English are more important, I would say, in a sentence. And those words are the content words. We have already talked about this in another video about content words and function words. Content words are words that have a meaning, words that are important in a sentence. Function words are the words that are not important. They are just there to build the sentence. These are the words that I'm going to unstress. And I'm going to stress what is important. Nouns, verbs, adjectives, adverbs. Those are the words that are important. So I would say that the key component to good English is the stress. The stress you put in the sentence, the intonation you give to the sentence you're saying, to your message. So that I would say contributes a lot to good communication. Another thing that is important, knowing how to divide the sentence. In Portuguese, we say word by word when we speak, and we divide the sentence in words. In English, you divide a sentence in blocks and chunks and parts. So when I say a sentence, you see, so when I say a sentence, stop. I have to know what I'm trying to say. I have to know what I'm trying to stress. You see, so I already divided a sentence. So that's the way English works. We divide. Another thing, English has a higher pitch, a higher stress for the words that are important. So I'm really going to make it more musical. I have to understand the way this rhythm works so that I can emphasize, I can highlight, I can stress the correct words. And that will make your message more clear. Okay? We'll have some examples here. I will give you a sentence so that you know what I'm talking about. Okay? You will see the sentence here, and you have words that are already highlighted. And I'm going to read it, and we're going to study the sentence together. Okay? The library now has a large green area in front of the church, and everything looks very different from the time I used to live here. So you see, if you think of the sentence, I divided the sentence in 3 different parts. So that the sentence is divided in blocks, as I said, in chunks. So the first chunk, the first part would be, the library now has a large green area in front of the church. The library now has a large green area in front of the church. That would be the first part. So the first thing you have to do as an English learner, an English language learner is, okay, how do I stress the words? How do I pronounce the words? How I give the right stress? Which syllable was more important? So library, library. Li is more important. Buri will be very, very brief, okay? Just like chocolate, that I stress one part of the sentence and the rest is reduced. So the library, the library. The library now has a large green area, large green area. I'm connecting green area, green area. So green area. The library now has a large green area in front of the church. In front of, this of will become only in front of the church. Okay, going on. This is the first chunk. And everything looks really different. And everything. Looks. Attention to the pronunciation of this word because they say look, cook, not look, okay? Look. And everything looks really different. Really. Tem 2 sons aqui. Really. E não really. 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 Different, open, not different, not different, not different. This D tem som de E com circunflexo. Different, okay? So everything together, and everything looks very different, and everything looks very different, and everything looks very different. The third part, from the time I used to live here, from the time I used to live here. From the time, from, very quick. From the time I used, ST. I used to, I say 1 T. I used to. T is very brief. I used to live. Live is open. E com circunflexo. I used to live here. Live here. Here. Não here. Não sai daqui. Sai daqui, ó. Here. All right? Now, from the time I used to live here. Now, my question is, which are the words that are important in this sentence so that my message is clear for the listener? Let's see. I'm going to read the sentence again. The library now has a large green area in front of the church, and everything looks really different from the time I used to live here. Stressed words. Let's pick the words that are stressed. The words are noun, library, large, adjective, green, adjective, area, noun, church, noun, okay? Everything. Looks, that is a verb. Different, that is an adjective. Time, live, here. Okay, so here I have the words that I have to stress. What am I going to do with the other words? I'm going to reduce them. But how do I reduce words? You reduce words reducing the vowels, mostly. So instead of saying from, I'm going to say from. Cut the O, from. The library now has a large green area. The library now has a large green area. You see, the library now has a large green area in front of. It's one thing. You see how I don't divide things in words? In front of the church. You see, in front of the church. That's what makes English difficult to understand. In front of the. It's one block. It's one, a group of words together to form one word in front of the church. And everything looks really, really different. From the time I used to live here. One thing that is important, the last word will be usually stressed. No matter what it is, no matter if it's function or a content word, usually, most of the times, it's going to be stressed. So with this, you have a bit more on intonation. So here you have more input of the importance of intonation in your English. It's not only pronunciation. It's not only knowing word by word. Intonation is rhythm, music, pitch. What is pitch? Pitch is this, the ups and downs. The pitch in English is very high, right? So you have to be aware of that too. Okay, so that's it. What you have to do, you have to practice until you can do that yourself. So listen, pay attention to series that you watch. Pay attention to people that are speaking English. You see? And then you start realizing which are the words that pop out when you hear. It can't go wrong. Não tem como dar errado. This is how it works. And once you understand the intonation in English, well, you have halfway done. É meio caminho andado. Guys, I hope you like this video. Espero que gostem desse vídeo. Se inscrevam no nosso canal. Mais coisa virá por aí. Muito sobre pronúncia, muito sobre entonação, para deixar o seu inglês claro e te dar o quê? Confiança na hora de falar. I'll see you in our next challenge. Bye bye.